Welcome back everyone to another pomade review that is long overdue. And today I'll be reviewing a product I've been meaning to review for quite a while already, which I actually already did a video on but did not upload it and accidentally deleted it somewhere last year. Then my phone camera broke and now I'm back here. Even though I said I will be back in my previous video, I'm back in business right now with a new phone, a much more improved camera of course. And today I'll be reviewing Lockhart's Unorthodox water-based Goon grease. And because there's some confusions here and there, I'll be drawing some comparisons to the Orthodox water-based Goon grease, as well as the original oil-based Goon grease to see if it really is worthy of the Goon title. So first of all, when you look at the design, it looks very, it has the characteristic design you would see for most other Lockhart's pomades, not just a professional line, but just Lockhart's as you would see it nowadays. Like when you see the design, you would know that it is a Lockhart's product. But the character who appears over here, typical rat-fink rockabilly style art you would see in the other Goon grease products, but this time the Goon is different. So this is the original Goon grease Goon that you see on the Orthodox water-based pomade and the Goon for President and some other editions of Goon grease. The green-skinned Goon with the Pompadour, but this time you have a different Goon, red skin and jelly roll. This product also states some specifications here, which I always like when a product does. And comparing it to the Orthodox water base, they claim to have a 4 out of 5 hold, which is more or less supposed to be more or less the same as the hold in the Orthodox water-based pomade, but I'll talk about that later, of course, but I'm just stating the specifications right now. A slightly higher volume than the Orthodox water-based pomade, same amount of texture, 2 out of 5, and half a notch down in shine compared to the Orthodox. Now, opening the jar up, you would find a pomade that looks white, off-white, and not green, which is characteristic of the Goon line. You'd notice that it's a bit waxy. It looks kind of waxy in the part that is untouched on the surface, but if you dig deeper beyond the surface, you'd notice a little bit more shine over there. And the scent on it, it's not too overpowering. It's kind of a cologne, a really clean cologne type of scent. And Lockhart's do make their own scents, which is always great. But I would say this one is definitely a nice scent, but it's not something that is just like the greatest thing ever. But I still do like the scent. Scooping it out, definitely not too bad. You'd notice it's a very sticky product, has a bit of body to it. It's nothing too greasy, and it's fairly easy to scoop out. It's nothing too waxy. And now rubbing it in. The breakdown itself, you would notice a bit of shine just right off the bat. It looks like something with quite a good amount of PEG 40 in there. So you can even see some of that shine, that stickiness under the light. Fairly easy and a bit creamy to break down. And now, applying it to the hair also really smooth to apply. No tug and pull whatsoever, but you definitely notice the resistance in there, but it's not tug and pull at all, and it's not a very tuggy resistance. You would definitely notice a bit of hold just from the resistance, but it's nothing that feels too crazy. Especially on damp hair, it goes in really smoothly. Applying another scoop of this stuff in. Second scoop. Again, pretty easy breakdown. Have to apply a little bit of pressure, but nothing too excessively waxy. If anything, it feels more like kind of a cream with a bit of wax in it. I mean, just a very firm cream. You'd also notice kind of quite a good amount of shine starting out. Now let's go ahead and slick it back. Again, especially my hair is, because my hair is a little damp over here, it goes in pretty easy. There is a bit of that resistance, but it's not like a waxy resistance, but you would definitely feel something in there. And combing it is actually really easy, and you can tell that it's super slick stuff, just very typical of the Goon line right here. And about the shine, I would say that it starts out looking like something between a medium to a high shine, which is about, they said it's a 3.5 shine over here, which is just slightly above a medium, and I would definitely agree with this rating over here. However, the shine on the Orthodox water-based Goon grease is a 4 out of 5, and it starts out with a pretty good shine, especially in damp hair. I mean, I'm talking about the Orthodox water-based Goon over here, but and it's also a bit shinier in comparison to the Unorthodox one I'm using right now. But my problem with the Orthodox Goon grease, just like most other Orthodox water-based pomades, that you would notice a significant decrease in shine throughout the day. So it would start out with a nice 4 out of 5 shine, something between a medium to a high, but eventually goes down to more of a natural shine. And so the shine is never really consistent for most Orthodox water-based pomades as observed. While this one, the shine is very much almost consistent. I mean, I would notice a bit of dimming throughout the day, but it definitely doesn't decrease in shine as much as the Orthodox water-based pomade does. So if you really want a pomade that, if you want an unorthodox water-based pomade with a good amount of shine, with something at least of a medium that doesn't really fade out, then this is actually a good pomade for that. And you can see that I built my pomp in a relatively short amount of time. It's very easy to shape my hair with this pomade, which is, that's what I noticed about the original Goon grease as well. I always have no trouble making pomps at all. And it feels really clean in the hair as well. You would notice just some slight stickiness from the Peg 40, I guess, but it's definitely noticeably less greasy than the original Orthodox the original oil-based pomade. I mean, clearly the Orthodox water-based one is the least greasy of them all, and this one is a little bit more greasy than that, but it definitely feels very clean in the hair, and a lot less oily in comparison to the original oil-based Goon grease. So once I'm done building my pomade here. And I would also say that there is definitely a good amount of height over here, some good body and some oomph to my hair. So it does provide a pretty good shine for something so slick. A 4 out of 5 volume according to the jar, and I would more or less agree with this rating right here. When it comes to the hold itself, I would say it falls around the firm neighborhood. Nothing like close to a heavy, but more around between like a true firm or hovering around the true firm, but nothing more than a true firm. The original Goon grease is somewhere between a firm to a heavy and provides the most hold compared to all the other Goon products. And it has, according to the specifications on the Unorthodox, it has a 4 out of 5 hold, while the Orthodox one also has a 4 out of 5 hold. But at least in my experience, I feel that the Unorthodox one actually holds, it has a better endurance in comparison to the water-based Goon grease, at least for me, I definitely noticed a difference in hold. It's nothing too drastic, but I would say that the unorthodox one, even though it has the same hold rating as the orthodox one, actually has a bit more hold compared to the water-based. And this is how the pomade looks, my hair, my pompadour. You'd see plenty of slickness, a good amount of at least a medium shine. And I can also get it more forward if I'd like to. I also noticed that one of the reasons why this also feels, it feels lighter in the hair compared to the original oil-based pomade, mainly because the greasiness, the greasy element is not exactly there. You subtract the oiliness, so it feels kind of lighter in your hair compared to the original Goon grease. Very, very slick. I really like the shape that comes out of this pomp. And the hold does also depend on which climate you are exposed to. If you're living in a very humid environment, then I would say, and also how thick your hair is, then I would say it is a medium to firm at least. But at least for spring, for autumn, and throughout most of the year when it's not summer, it is pretty much a true firm. And during summer, it is, I would say it's still a firm, but not exactly like a true firm, just somewhere below it. That's why I said earlier, it kind of like hovers around the true firm vicinity, but not always exactly there. Because it has the potential to melt a little bit during the summer, and I noticed a little bit of sagging, so that some of the volume would decrease throughout the day during summer. But during colder months when it's less humid, I noticed that it stays a little better, and you still have a bit of the stickiness holding it up together. And final remark over here is that people tend to forget that this exists. Now this over here is the first unorthodox water-based pomade by the Lockhart, if I'm not mistaken, which came from the this is the death metal pomade, I think, from the Grease All End All line, which is green, which looks more like a Goon product, unlike the off-white color you see in the unorthodox one. But I would say this one actually has more of a hold that is similar to the original Goon grease, which is almost around the heavy and at least the true firm. And I would notice that it has a slight notch more hold compared to the unorthodox Goon grease. And to me, this one is actually closer of a Goon-like product compared to the what they call the unorthodox water-based Goon grease pomade. But the thing is, this one actually feels a little greasier in the hair. It is not as clean as the unorthodox Goon grease, and there is a little bit of that more oiliness in your hair. It goes out with 1 round of shampoo, but depending how much you use a lot, it can go out within 2 rounds of shampoo, even. But with the unorthodox Goon grease, it goes out with just 1 round of shampoo, even though I used quite a lot one time. But that's not to say that this is not welcome in the Goon family, because it definitely is characteristic of the Goon line of products, where it has a good amount of shine, not exactly the same amount of shine as the original oil-based. Obviously, the shiniest one of the Goon products is the original oil-based pomade. Nothing can really beat an oil-based pomade in shine. But when it comes to the unorthodox water-based pomade here, you have a good amount of shine for the hold it offers that actually stays there. It breaks down and applies really easily, and it styles really easily. It goes in, the characteristics of the Goon product is that it holds really well while breaking down and going in really easily and having a good amount of shine and a high hold, most importantly, to in contrast to the good shine to hold ratio in comparison to most other products. And that's what put Goon grease, and at least the original one, on the map in the first place. And this is very much what the unorthodox water-based Goon grease does. And I'll very much say this does belong to the family despite not being green. But to be fair, this one has a red label and it's not green to avoid confusion with the orthodox water-based one, I guess. So overall, I really enjoy this unorthodox Goon grease pomade. It does feel like an oil-based, minus the a lot of the greasiness you get out of it, but it holds a little less and has slightly less shine compared to the original Goon grease. I would say that when it comes to hold, best to worst, not that any of them have a bad hold, but at least they all have at least a medium hold. I would say that the oil-based one has the best hold between a firm to a heavy, and the unorthodox water-based more or less around the true firm. And finally, the orthodox water-based Goon grease somewhere around at least a medium firm. And the shine level for all of them, that's pretty much where I would place the shine order as well, in that order, if you don't take the initial shine you get from the orthodox Goon grease, water-based Goon grease, into account, because it starts off shiny and then it ends up pretty, like, almost natural. But this is an unorthodox water-based pomade I really enjoy, and for those of you who love Lockhart's products, oil-based pomades, unorthodox water-based pomades, just a pomade enjoyer in general, this is something definitely worth looking at, and it definitely is a high-performance product, and I never get a sucky looking hairstyle with this, and it's just amazing, absolutely amazing, my Pompadours. And with that, if you enjoyed this video and learned a lot from it, please leave a like, comment this video, subscribe to this channel, click on the bell icon so you don't miss a single upload, and I'll see you next time on Pomades and Pompadours.